Good Monday morning. How you guys doing out there? How was your weekend? To let you know how your weekend was. My weekend was pretty good. Just spent time with the family. Got back home Saturday morning. Coming from Nashville, Tennessee, and coming into North Georgia, it was a lot of snow up there. So God, good thank God I got back. By the time I got back into the metro area, there wasn't anything going on. It was just little flurries, but it wasn't much. You know, yeah. But I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to come on in, and we're gonna talk about Don Lemon. It's not gonna be long because I got two other shows that's coming up today. The next one after this is Pusha T and Jay Z. Well, I might as well say Jay Z and Pusha T. Name was in the Epstein files, and the show after that is also has to do with the Epstein files with the New York Football Giants co-owner Steve Tisch. So guys, so stay tuned to both of those shows today, and also I'm doing one tomorrow. The show I'm doing tomorrow is just a briefing, basically how was my first 2 weeks as a YouTuber doing it on Streamyard. Um, what day is it? I don't have a show on Wednesday. Thursday is FBA Thursdays. We came up with a topic for FBA Thursday. And Friday. Um, this was it. Oh, we talking about the Super Bowl Friday. So we talking about Super Bowl Friday. Thursday is FBA Thursday. Tuesday is my briefing on my first 2 weeks as a YouTuber, and I got three shows today. So that's why I'm taking Wednesday off to do these three, so I can knock them out, and then tomorrow will be more of a briefing on how I did for the first 2 weeks on YouTube through StreetYard. Now we want to talk about Don Lemon, Don Lemon, Don Lemon, Don Lemon. Guys, you remember Don Lemon? He was an anchor on CNN. I can't remember the year he was terminated, but recently he had ran up in the church while service was going on in Minnesota, which I don't condone. I understand, you part of the mainstream. I'm sorry. He wants to be part of the still. I believe he still wants to be part of the mainstream media, but I believe he's no, I don't believe, but he's definitely an independent journalist. But he's there with some other folks, some protesters, and he's there. I'm like, why is he there? I understand if he would have came, if people would have came out after the service, and he would address some things, whatever, with the church. But this dude, man, he just flat out ran in there with the protesters, and that's what got him in trouble. So yeah, I'm believing, he still thinks, he's part of the mainstream media. Where they could just run in, and just, do do whatever he wants to do. But it doesn't work that way, man. So like I said, he was released, I believe, was it Friday? I believe he was released on Friday with no bond, and like four other people was released with no bond. I forgot the other lady's name that was an independent journalist that was there as well. I'm just gonna say this. This is part of the reason why you see black independent media is not going out there, not addressing anything, and you got black people, foundational black Americans. That's why Thursday that's going to be a show about we're going to talk about FBA. The reason why we're not coming out like that is because we're resting. Number one, number two, we got all these other groups, you know, that want us to come out there and get beat up on their behalf. And number three, you take the punishment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out there, and supporting you and what's going on because you're here legally, But Don Lemon, what, dude? Do you still want a corporate mainstream media job? That's why you out there. You out there with all these folks. You the only brother that's out there, man. Wait, what are you doing? Ain't nobody going out there. Not even like I said, the independent media. Nobody's going out there to do this stuff, whatever, in the support of this freaking protest. Ain't nobody's going out there, and you out there, with you and your cameraman going in somebody's church, interviewing them while service is going on. Come on, man. What's wrong with these people? If I was you, if I was in your shoes, because I know CNN, they basically cashed you out. Whatever contract you had left, you got a big check off of it. I don't know if you got a big check off of it actually, and they breaking your payments down yearly or you getting paid or however you get paid. But if I'm that if I'm known like um like you, Don, if I'm known like you getting paid enough money to pay to get hire another like maybe one independent journalist to go out there for you. You should know better than that, man. Ain't nobody going out there and protesting, man. You the only fool that went out there. Like, come on, man. Like, ah, man. Okay. Like I said, he was arrested. He was arrested and released on with no bond, and he said that he was doing his job out there. What job? What? Like, come on. What? Okay. You said I forgot who was interviewing you afterwards. You said that the reason why these people came after you to arrest you because you a black man, not just a black man in America, but a gay black man in America. Let me just say this: you you're right about that. You was arrested because of that, but just look at your surroundings. Who's protesting? Who's really protesting? You don't see black men out there protesting. You don't see black women, especially foundational black men and women protesting out there. This is not our fight. This not shouldn't be your fight neither, man. How corporate mainstream media treated you, you should have been like, okay, let me should have changed your stance on everything. But no, you want to go out there acting like you're part of the corporate mainstream media, and you see what happened, right? You see what happened. Man, this is crazy. Like I said, you should have hired a young white independent journalist, a young white guy that could have did the job for you. You could have sent them out, flew them out to Minnesota while you on your while you chilling, doing other things, whatever, you know. But nah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, don't you, Don? You still want to get that CNN job. You still want to get an MSNBC job. You still want to get News Nation, whatever you want to go to. You don't even see Joy Reid talking about that, talking about protesting, and I'm shocked about that because she came from corporate mainstream media, MSNBC. You don't even see her talking about that. But you, Don, you going out there and crushing people and lead when I'm gonna just say this. I don't agree with everything with the Christian church and everything. But that's one thing you don't do. That's you don't come into a church and interrupt service and try to interview people. We don't do that. We don't do that at all. You know, you don't do that at all, because it's just crazy how that was operated like that. Like I said, you should have hired. Don't I'm not don't be offended if the folks is listen here. Listen, don't be offended. You should have hired a white young independent journalist, because if he'd have did that, ran inside and interviewed people, he wouldn't have got arrested because he would have blended in with the folks. But you, Don Lemon, you should have known better. But you don't want to know better. You don't want to do that. You still want to be part of the corporate mainstream media. You, I don't know, man. It's just this guy. It's just he claim he's an independent, but still have that corporate mainstream media mentality. With the big, you got these big platforms. You get fired from MS. I'm sorry, what's that? CNN. You get fired from CNN, and they paying you off. You did a good thing by going independent, but why? Why you do the BS by going to a church, running up in there, and try to interview people while service is going on? That's why you in legal trouble now. And do I feel sorry for you? No, no, I don't. You should have known better. And we're just getting started, folks. We got two more shows that's coming up later on today. We're going to talk about Jay Z and Pusha T and the Epstein files, and the co-owner. That's the third show. Final show is going to be the co-owner from the New York Football Giants. He was also in the Epstein files, and we're going to talk about that and my thoughts on both of those. But again, Don Lemon, you should know better, man. To those who's out there, stay safe. Don't stay out of trouble. And we tune in on the next video, on the next show. Peace. Have a good day.